back to Crypto Simplified. This is the market update for the 20th of March 2018, and things are looking great. We've had positive price action for the last 2 days after that pretty disastrous weekend. But before I get into all this, thank you all so much for the likes, the shares, the subscriptions, and welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the Crypto Simplified family. I do look forward to having a ton of great conversations with you guys. However, before I start, apologies for the noise. The construction work next door has really ramped up the volume today. Sorry in advance, but I do hope you get to understand everything I'm talking about today. I do hope the noise is not going to be a problem. So, let's get right into the market update then. So let's start with a TV personality that we all know and love, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. He was on Squawk Box talking about his investment in a project that will be releasing cryptocurrency tokens as a form of security. In this video, he also spoke about how cryptocurrencies and token releases could be seen as a replacement for small cap stocks. This is a fairly interesting idea that has been bouncing around for a while, but this is just some more exposure for us in the larger scheme of things. Squawk Box on CNBC is a show that is viewed by millions of people every single day, and by having a personality that people already know and love talking so bullishly about the potential of cryptocurrency is just a fantastic sign, especially in the bigger picture. Next up, we do have the Trump administration sort of slamming the Venezuelan cryptocurrency known as the Petro. This is going to be a currency issued by Venezuela to increase their foreign currency holdings because they are a country in crisis right now. They're facing hyperinflation. I shall attach this link as well as all my other references to the description of this video so you can read up about it. But basically, the Trump administration is saying that they do not want US citizens investing in the Petro. That makes sense because the sanctions on Venezuela are from the United States, so they cannot have citizens undermining what the government is trying to do. However, this is cryptocurrency, a freely tradable, liquid, borderless asset. So it's quite difficult to actually enforce these rules. So it's so far just a suggestion, but in the future, US citizens will probably be able to hold this if they go through certain channels. This is not an endorsement of the project or criticism of it either. This is just stating the facts that US citizens are not encouraged to buy this currently. I will of course report more information on this as I find out myself, but so far it's looking like while the US citizens may not be involved, there is plenty of interest from elsewhere. So there is no guarantee, of course, but Venezuela are very likely to raise at least a large portion of the money that they were initially hoping to. And then, the first of the phenomenal news. This is actually from yesterday, but the G20 met up in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and they had a chat, among many other things, about cryptocurrency. The Financial Stability Board, also known as the FSB, nothing to do with the Russian Secret Service, have run the rule on cryptocurrency, saying that, and I quote, the FSB's initial assessment is that crypto assets do not pose risks to the global financial stability at this time. This is a tiny, tiny market, and if people are threatened by it, all that does is speak volumes about its potential. We have governments all around the world trying to play the fear card on cryptocurrencies by saying, no, this is a tool for money laundering, for funding terrorist activities. They're just going for the absolutely worst possible use case of these currencies while completely glossing over the benefits, which include stopping pilferage by government agencies of public funds. Individuals and governments who stand to lose from this additional transparency that cryptocurrencies can provide will always warn you against it. So you have to think critically. You cannot take just one perspective on board. You need to read around and read between the lines, because you need to see what people are saying and how they are saying it. Who has the most to lose with the implementation of these cryptocurrencies? And the FSB, a neutral association as part of the G20, has said that there is no risk currently. They're not obviously saying that there is no potential risk either. All they're saying is currently there is no risk, and we might be better off trying to promote innovation in this space rather than stifle it. And along exactly the same lines, in possibly the biggest news of this week, the US Congress has released a fantastic report on cryptocurrency and blockchain technologies. I call it fantastic because it's fantastic from my perspective, from the perspective of somebody who is completely optimistic on the future of cryptocurrencies and is sort of tired about the bullshit narratives going around that are actually trying to stifle growth and creating FUD. Members of Congress know that they will get re-elected if they give their constituents prosperity. And by the look of this, they do believe that the blockchain and all the things that come with blockchain technologies, i.e. cryptocurrencies, this additional transparency, and highly liquid digital tokens, these things can be a massive, massive stimulant for the economy. They do know that, they can see that. I won't go reading through every single point over here, but I will go through the major parts. They are saying that the blockchain is like the new internet, and they are comparing the fever pitch of excitement behind this technology to the early internet days. While we have a long way to go in terms of gaining knowledge on the limitations of this technology, as well as its advantages, of course, we have access to a ton more information than we did at this time in the internet's relative development. So, we do have potential for some massive, massive growth. They also did talk about cryptocurrencies outshining government fiat because these are deflationary currencies. Fiat currency that we have now is inflationary by nature, and that comes with its own host of advantages as well as disadvantages. However, you can read the full report if you would like to get into the details on this. I just want to let you know that this has been discussed. However, what got me really optimistic about this whole thing was the discussion of the use cases of blockchains in making a much more transparent medical industry as well as the electrical grid. These are two things where I have a massive amount of optimism for the advantages that blockchain can provide. I am a massive believer in a distributed renewable energy grid, and I am so glad that Congress sees it the same way. Other uses for the blockchain that they have discussed are supply chain management as well as inventory management. So there are a lot of great things that the government has discussed. However, things are not always completely 100% positive, and one of the major negatives, which is a fairly valid point for doing business, is the fluctuating valuation of cryptocurrencies. Of course, this is a tiny market, and large waves move small ships. Once this ship gets a little bigger, once we have more institutional money coming in, and it's not just long-tail investing from individuals, we can definitely see some more stability in the prices. This is just how markets work. The larger it gets, the less fluctuation there will be, because hopefully the cryptocurrency markets will be a more sturdy pillar in our economy. This video is overwhelmingly positive, and that's exactly how I feel. We do have a long, long road ahead, plenty of innovation, plenty of profits to be made, and a lot of ways in which we can make our lives more private, yet at the same time increase the value of our online interactions. We are on the cusp of something great, and this is coming off the back of this awful news that Facebook and Google, as well as Twitter now, want to start banning ICO advertising. Of course, these are a few steps we're taking back in order to go forward in a much, much more responsible way with a lot more oversight, especially on new projects. Yes, it's a godsend that companies can raise money very, very easily. But the flip side of that is people are being stuck in this trap of greed. What we need to do is focus more on the technology, focus more on the use cases, and focus more on how this will actually integrate into the existing economy that we have and improve on the vulnerabilities within it. This is absolutely key, and I am so glad that we have government officials and policymakers looking at this in a much more intensive way. We need more eyes on this space, we need more qualified eyes on this space, and we need more eyes with reputation in this space. We need people to actually discuss things from an intellectual standpoint and not just ask questions about when will this asset moon. With this discussion, assets will moon, but the mooning of assets is a symptom of a healthy economy. What we need is to gear this economy towards growth while integrating cryptocurrencies into it. Once this happens, we will have moonshots all around. So I believe all the right steps are being taken. However, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but I would like to tell you that I believe this bear market is coming to an end. I can hear noises, that's construction, but I do also hear the potential of the bulls arriving. So people, just hang in tight. I do think that good times are just around the corner. And on that note, this is everything from me. This is Marv from Crypto Simplified signing off. You folks do take care. Do leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'd love to have you on board as a subscriber. So please click the subscribe button and that bell button to get regular updates from me. Take care. Later.